Good morning, good morning, good morning! Welcome back to Children's Church. I'm so glad to have you here with me. And today we're talking about rainbows are for remembrance. Memorial Day is coming up, so Pastor Jim said, why don't you talk about a memorial in the Bible? And I thought, what better one than the one God gave us, that he wouldn't flood the world again? So we're going to jump right in with the story of Noah. You guys probably know it, so I'm going to skim through a few parts of it. God warns Noah. Oh, we're in Genesis chapter 5, verse 9. These are the family records of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among his contemporaries. Noah walked with God, and he had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight and filled with wickedness, and he saw how corrupt the earth was for every creature. Then God said to Noah, I have decided to put an end to every creature, for the earth is filled with wickedness because of them. Therefore, I'm going to destroy them along with the earth. Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make rooms in the ark and cover it with pitch inside and out. This is how you are to make it. The ark will be 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. You're going to make a roof, finishing the sides of the ark within 18 inches of the roof. You were to put a door on the side of the ark, make a lower and middle upper deck. Understand that I am bringing a flood. Flood waters on the earth to destroy every creature under heaven and breath of life. Everything on earth will die. But I will establish my covenant with you, and you will enter the ark with your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives. You're also to bring into the ark 2 of all living creatures, male and female, to keep them alive with you. 2 of everything, from the birds according to their kinds, to the livestock according to their kinds. And the Lord said to Noah, enter the ark, you and all your household, for I have seen you alone are righteous before me in this generation. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month of the 17th day, all sources of the watery depths burst open, and the floodgates of the sky were opened, and the rain fell on earth for 40 days and 40 nights. On that same day, Noah, along with his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, Noah's wife, and his 3 sons' wives, entered the ark with him. We're going to jump forward. They were on the ark for a very long time. God remembered Noah, as well as the wildlife and livestock that were on the ark. He caused a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters began to subside. The sources of the watery depths and floodgates of the sky were closed, and the rain from the sky stopped. The water steadily receded from the earth, and by the end of 150 days, that's after the 40 days of flooding, so we're at 190 now, the ark came to rest on the 7th month of the 17th day of the month on the mountains of Ararat. The waters continued to recede. Then the Lord spoke to Noah. We're in verse 15 now of chapter 8. I told you we were jumping around. Then God spoke to Noah, come out of the ark with you, your wife, your sons' wives with you. Bring all the living creatures with you. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord. He took some of every kind of clean animal and every kind of clean bird and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And when the Lord smelled the pleasing aroma, he said to himself, I will never again curse the ground because of man, even though man's inclination is evil from his youth. And I will never again strike down every living thing as I have done. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, and day and night will not cease. Whew. That's right, Noah's story runs straight through chapter 5 up to chapter 8, actually into chapter 9. I've just read you some of chapter 9. But the way that God promised he wouldn't send a massive flood that took 5 months, from the 2nd month to the 7th, it's 5 months, and destroyed everything. He sent a rainbow to remember his promise. Well, so we could remember his promise. God always remembers his promises. So that's what we think every time we see a rainbow. And why are we talking about that today? Because Memorial Day is coming up. And that's when we remember people who died fighting for the United States. So we don't want to talk about a different memorial today. A rainbow. That is what we use to remember God's promise to us, that he would never flood the world again. That's all I want you guys to remember for this week. That's all we were talking about, and I'll see you next week.